chosen messenger to bring all people to the true church. Yeah.
Though trials came along the way, he kept his trust in God,
that this world would be victorious. Let's celebrate and praise our God above, for He blesses and loves the Church of Christ. Let's all be happy in a victory, the victory of the Church of Christ.
it's to the test of time. Now the church has reached glorious heights. From one man to millions, all throughout the world.
Though trials came along the way, he kept his trust in God, that this world would be victorious. Let's celebrate and praise our God above, for He blesses and loves the Church of Christ. Let's all be happy in a victory, the victory of the Church of Christ. And for all who remain will receive the promised crown of
promised salvation at the end of our journey. So we make daily decisions to renew our lives, to stay worthy, to see know what to do. We know who we are, called into the fold, hail from afar to let's leave the stress. Yes, we truly are the Church of God. People of God, raise your voices high. We are the ones who were given this right. Sing His love, give Him glory. People of God, let His praise resound. We were once lost, but now we are found. Sing His love, give Him glory.
we will never lose focus in sharing the truth of God's promise.
Wants the world to know this. There is nothing that can stop us to speak. Know what to do. We know who we are, called into the fold. Hail from afar to let's leave this trust. Yes, we truly are the Church of God.
People of God, raise your voices high. We are the ones who were given this right. Sing His love, give Him glory. People of God, let His praise resound. We were once lost, but now we are found.
our old ways,
Give him glory.
share our faith.
Give him glory. Praise his name. People of God, raise your voices high. We are the ones who were given his right. Sing his love, give him glory. See the words of the Lord that is bringing our hope. See the words that are coming our way. No one can see love, we know who we are. See the words of the we know who we are. Called into the fold. Can't come apart. We know what to do. We know who we are. Give him glory. We wake up in the morning, fully aware of life's purpose.
During the course of our lifetime, we meet lots of different people. Some of them come and go, and others stay and become our friends. However, things happen that affect these friendships. So, how do we know which ones to keep and which ones to let go of? And how do we take care of those we choose to stay with? We'll try to answer these and more, so stay with us here on UJ Radio.
These gray clouds are here to stay. Even if I sing, rain, rain, go away. worsens day by day. I wonder what else will come our way. But it's exactly how we've been told. This ain't a reason for us to lose hope. There is a way for us to go. There is a way for us to live with hope. When life is heavy and hard to take, I kneel down and bow my head to pray. I don't ask questions, my heart just says, thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait. With hope I pray. With hope I wait for better days. With hope I pray. Thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait. Looks like every day is every night, every night. Behind the windows there is no ray of light. But life will get better if the night will be bright. Just wait, it will be okay in time. Looks like every day we go through change, and the things we experience quite strange. Although it's normal to feel afraid, with hope I know I can be brave. My life is heavy and hard to take. I kneel down and bow my head to pray. I don't ask questions, my heart just says, thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait. With hope I pray. With hope I wait for better days. With hope I pray. Thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait. I hold on with hope. With my faith, I do not let go. With love, I live in His ways. With hope, I smile and wait for better days. My life is heavy and hard to take. I kneel down and bow my head to pray. I don't ask questions, my heart just says, thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait. With hope I pray. With hope I wait for better days. With hope I pray. Thank you, Lord God, with hope I wait.
I keep connected by always checking up on them via calls and messages. I love sending small packages just to remind them that they're appreciated and loved, and to also help them out, especially if they're missing a certain product that might not be available to them.
With the use of the advanced technologies that we have right now, and also social media accounts, which is very relevant nowadays and used as a main platform for communication, it really helps me to stay connected with my loved ones, especially when we are in distant.
My best friend is actually in the Philippines as well, and so what we like to do is we like to video call each other, and even though we're not talking, we just go by our day-to-day activities, and just having someone on the other end, that, allows us to remain grounded and connected with those that we love and those that we are very close to.
With the help of social media, I keep connected with my friends and loved ones. This is the easiest way how I express my love and care with them. My family and I never forget to kneel and pray before we go to bed, and this is the best way of preserving our close and solid family.
Because if we're in quarantine, if we're in lockdown, then we're pretty much confined to the four walls of our houses. And that connection with our family members, with our friends, with our loved ones, that provides that escape from the confines of our homes.
It is very important to know an update from our colleagues and family, especially in this difficult time, this pandemic. It will help us to feel at ease that we know that they are in a safe and good condition.
They serve as my companion in creating a space where I can feel loved, valued, and cared for. Having positive social connections with them helped me a lot in improving and maintaining my good mental and spiritual health.
Honestly, this pandemic has taught a lot of us not to take our loved ones for granted. It is crucial to stay connected as we need to make sure to support our friends and family who may be facing challenges, especially through tough trials like what we're faced with today.
Aside from education and from being a source of information of what is happening around us, I'm using my social media accounts to help sharing our programs.
Not only do I love to post photos and stories that showcase my proud achievements, I love to use my social media accounts to help inspire everyone to try something new and to help people out with any advice in relation to the hobbies that I always post about.
I also use social media in sending God's words and INC news and updates.
I use my social media account to promote all of the activities launched by the church administration to all of my followers so that they are updated and they are aware of all the many amazing activities, all the achievements, all the things that they can view that's launched by the church administration inside the Church of Christ.
Hello po mga ka-UJ! Good evening po sa inyong lahat. You are watching Unity Junction Radio on this medyo rainy but beautiful Saturday night. We are live on INC TV and on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Sister Bea and up next is Kuya Carl.
Me! Yes, back-to-back typhoons here in Metro Manila. For all our friends abroad, we've going through back-to-back typhoons. I forget the names. I just know they're back-to-back because we've had rain all week this week. I feel like Brother Randall is probably feeling it a lot more down south. Well, he's down south in Metro Manila, and then he's also up in the air. So yes, of course, he's feeling a little bit more. How's the weather there, Brother Randall?
Hello, foremost, I'd like to say hi to all our viewers once again from different time zones all across the globe. At this part of my place, it's a cold and rainy Saturday evening, and it's been this way for the past 2 to 3 days. And like what Brother Kyle has mentioned earlier, probably because of the low pressure area that's been here
yes,
for
please.
a few days.
Explain. I was like, what does the low pressure areas have to do? Because every time you watch television and you're watching the weatherman or the weatherwoman, they're always talking about these low pressure areas. And that's not something it's not ever something I've ever asked. Like, what does that actually mean? So I feel like for Kyle Randall, it actually means something when he's flying up in the air.
Perhaps we could actually do a special episode in which we can discuss about weather.
It sounds mundane, but actually it can get pretty interesting once you dig deep. And that's something we're going to do this Saturday, digging deep into friendships.
Yes. At bago po syempre kami magtuloy para po sa ating lahat, sana po kayo pong lahat ay nasa inyong mga tahanan. Wala pong magpapaulan dahil bawal po tayong magkasakit. At mas maganda samahan nyo na lang po kami sa kwentuhan dito sa UJ Radio. But before that, we do have a couple of greetings po dahil syempre may mga nagbe-birthday every week. Babatiin po namin yan sila. Happy belated birthday po sa aking Lala, Francis Reyes po na nasa Bulacan. Nag-birthday po siya last Wednesday ba? Happy birthday Lala! Happy belated birthday! Love you! Hello kay Lolo, kay Toti, and kay Tita, and kay Red. Happy birthday din po kay Kuya Kevin from INC Sanctuary Choir. Hello po and happy birthday din po kay Sister Jana, na kapatid po ni Sister Janelle, isa po sa ating mga hosts sa INC MV by request. Si Kuya Mac from INC Production Company family. And of course po, congratulations and best wishes po to Brother Mark and Sister Ara Sanchez. Si Sister Ara po isa sa ating mga hosts ng Soft na Kadiwa and Binhi International. And sino po may mga bati pa sa inyo? Sa mga kuya?
Yeah, we had Sister Ara as well as a guest on
Yes.
last week's episode?
Couple of weeks ago, yeah. Opo.
Right?
The last season, yeah.
So
anyway.
great to hear. A big happy birthday to all of our friends and family celebrating their birthdays, specifically Sister Loida Valdez. I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, but I have had the pleasure of meeting your son, our dear brother JR. That's coming also from Reza and Trey and Che. Happy birthday. I hope the weather is perfect birthday weather in southern Ontario, in the land of Canada.
Canadia.
Like Narnia, but Canada.
Canadia. Anyway, Kuya Randall,
All right, and I'd like to greet happy 14th wedding anniversary po to brother Ronald and sister Jerlene from Cairns, Australia. And of course, hello po to my lolas in Tagkawayan. And my sister, I'd like to thank her for ever supportive in setting up my technical stuff here every UJ radio program. Ayan.
Nice. And we do invite po our viewers to post their greetings in the comment section and tag or mention that alam niyo naman po yung ating topic ngayong gabi, your best friend. Siyempre, lalo na po yung mga gusto niyo pong isama rin dito sa ating kwentuhan, itag niyo po sila sa comment sections para sama-sama tayo. And with that, we will start our discussion. So ako na po ba ang unang magtatanong? Kasi yung pinakamadaling tanong, yun yung una. So ako na lang po yung magtatanong. So, Kuya Kyle and Kuya Randall, can you please define to me what a friend is? Specifically, what kind of friend are you? And the kinds of friends. Alam ko kasi iba-iba yun. So, kinds of friends muna, and then po, what kind of friend are you? After that, kinds of friends. Kuya.
I'd say a friend or friendship entails like there should be a mutual bond. Hindi pwedeng kaibigan ko siya pero ikaw lang nakakaalam na kaibigan ko. Diba?
Definitely. That's so weird. That you think that they're your friend and then you're not a friend pala after all.
Know, exactly. That's why I wanted to emphasize that it has to be mutual.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. Correct. Pero di po kasi bago maging friend, I know that from what I know, there are different levels bago kayo talaga matawag mong friend yung isang tao. So, I think Kuya Kyle is more particular with this one. No, I mean, like, what levels are there po?
I don't know. I'm a difficult friend to like make. I've been told that I come off as masungit and everything, but of course, once I'm sure there's people like that. They come off as masungit or unapproachable, but once you kind of cross that bridge into like mutuality and you gain someone's trust, then you kind of find out all their little peculiarities and sometimes how they're more like Phoebe instead of Ross if you watch the show Friends.
Yeah.
So like if we're talking about what a definition of a friend is, of course you can search that and I'm sure a lot of results will come up, but like if you're talking to me and say, hey, are we friends or not, for me, that's such a tough question. Best friends is actually easier to answer, I think, because that's when you can confide in them. There's absolute trust and honesty, and honesty in the sense that I can be honest with you and not be afraid to be honest with you. Like if I tell you something that you may or may not want to hear, I'm not going to be scared to tell you, but I have the best intent of my heart telling you this thing that I trust, honesty. For me, number one.
Brother Kyle, when it comes to trust issues, I think there are different levels of trust. It all depends on what level of friendship you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have, I think all friendship has come to a start that like we have acquaintances. Then after a while, it becomes more intense, and you become peer to each other, as peer or associate for that matter. And after a couple of more years, you get to know each other, then you become close friends. Even before you get to call him or her your best friend. So
can we call this like a journey towards friendship? Because if I'm talking about like work, if I work, for example, in radio, I'm not sure I'm going to call every single DJ that I work with. If you're watching right now, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. A friend. we're co-workers, but so I guess a journey to friendship, maybe, Carrando? Associate, acquaintance, associate, close friend, best friend.
Yeah, and I was trying to compare it to a seed, actually, if I may share this really, really quick. Now, in the case of being an acquaintance to somebody, it's more of You interact with that person, but then you don't actually consider him or her as a friend yet, or perhaps not yet. Okay, so it's kind of like having seeds. You want to have lots of them. Yeah, then you once you get them into the ground, you don't really know exactly which ones would sprout, would soon become your associate or your peer. Now, going back, you come into a party, or let's just say any other gathering, and then you meet friends of your friends. Then you begin to talk to them, and those people specifically, po, which has the same interest as you have or status in life, then you only get to talk about facts. So that's the difference. When you're acquainted with somebody and you're not really friends yet, you talk about facts. And are there trust issues involved? I think there are little to almost none. Because how can you basically trust somebody who's just whom you've just known, an acquaintance? Now, as soon as that seed sprouts and it becomes now it turns into a higher level, or I should say a peer, a friend, or an associate. By this time po, then you're with someone with whom you discover common interest. See, now you begin to tell more of just facts. Kasi di ba when you go to a party, oh, by the way, this is Juan. And then you talk about facts like, where do you work? Where do you live? Are you married? Those are talks between acquaintances. But when you become friend, then you begin to share something that's more common between you both. What not simply your differences, right?
Do you think that's something that, based on what you said, like, do you think that's something that applies across all ages? For example, Bey is a lot younger than the both of us. You're a little bit older than me. I feel like being a little older, I don't have as much time as Bea to go through that entire journey or growth, nurturing of a friendship. So if I'm like, I'm 30, I'm in my 30s, and I meet someone new at work, my resistance to them it's just I guess it's a fact of life. As you get older, you run out of time, so you kind of want to nurture already the friendships you already have. So it's difficult for me, right? And honestly, I think it's difficult for me to make new friends now, just because we're busy.
Pero kasi po, di ba, meron din pong parang ako yung magtatagalog para ma-break. Pero di ba po kasi, di ba kasi we could get friends from anywhere eh. Depende, iba-iba yan. Depending on what we do. For example, pwedeng sa workplace, pwedeng sa school, or somebody, usually ngayon on social media, pwede ka na rin makipagkaibigan, or maybe your childhood friends. But it depends really kung how much time you socialize. Well, ako po, to be honest, like, yung napag-usapan natin to earlier in the season po something like this na, all of us here, I think, all of the hosts here po kaming tatlo are a bit of, po, more private people. So, the same po with our relationships and with making friends. Pero that doesn't mean we don't have friends. It's just that medyo, syempre, selective po tayo. Maingat, more on that. Pero katulad po nung sinabi ni Kuya Randall kanina, it's a two-way street. And sometimes you would initially get a feeling mula dun sa kung paano mo siya makausap na, can I be friends with this person or not? Parang hindi kami masyadong nagkiklik. So, okay, we're acquaintances. Pero po, there are just some people na pag nag-usap kayo, parang matagal na kami magkakilala or something like that. The emotional connection, maybe, interests, yung common sa inyong dalawa, those kind of things. And usually, yung mga medyo magkakaugali, sila din yung mga nagiging magkakaibigan. Kaya po kami dito sa UJ Radio, despite the age differences, we get along really well po. Even if dito kami talaga nakapagkita-kita during this whole season and we have yet to see each other, I think na naging okay. So it's basically, it should be mutual. It should be a connection. Wherever kayo makapag-make ng connection po. Katulad po ng Team Facebook and Team YouTube, we know na kayo po mismo ay magkakaibigan po kayo. At saan kayo nagkakilala? Dito lang po sa panonood na ating mga programa. Friends na po kayo. Okay, so anyways po, I do want to know po, what are the limitations or boundaries na masasabi po ninyo? This is quite, medyo na talagang iba-iba po Pero how about for you, Kuya Kyle? What would you say are the limitations or boundaries po to determine if someone is a friend or not a friend? I don't know.
I'm quiet because I'm thinking, and it's like,
go ahead.
Like, basically, like, well, are they a good person or not? Like, how do you judge the goodness of a person? No, diba?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Talagang ano, no, hindi siya madaling
Oh, yeah.
masabi, parang iba-iba pong situation eh, no. There could be, I don't know, maybe parang, kasi may mga, lalo sa mga kabataan po diyan, syempre uso po ngayon na friends ko silang lahat ng kaklase ko or lahat ng naka-follow sa akin sa Instagram or sa whatever social media platform, kaibigan ko sila lahat. But then, later on, magkakaproblema kayo. So, habang si Kuya Randall po, how could you easily tell from an earlier time na, this person po, baka just a colleague or just an acquaintance or maybe just a somewhat friend. This one could be a best friend. How do you determine that part po?
I think the best determinant, Bea and Kyle, I'd say, is the level of your friendship. So let me just go back. We had acquaintances discussed earlier. Now we have the associates, or you're merely the peer friend. And then you have a close friend. When you say close friend, I think these are the people who you consider within your inner circle. Now, when I say within your inner circle, they basically know much of your family. Kung ano pinagdaanan yun, you must have shared with them a few moments of ups and downs, and then go to vacation with your family. And perhaps yung mga special occasions and gatherings, they've already been invited. So when they're really that close to you already, I guess it would be easier for us, Kyle and Bea, to open up to them. And in that case, yun yung sinasabi mong boundaries and limitations. You could actually share more, even yung mga opinions mo. Because you can never share even the opinions, kahit simple opinion lang when you're just acquaintances or let's say peer friend. Now, when you become somebody becomes your best friend, it's even more and more deeper than just the close friend. So eto ngayon, yung close friend, siya na yung parang a strong growing plant na pwede mo siyang i-nurture until such time na magiging best friend siya. And when that becomes true, and the best friend stage, now you become to establish a commitment. Diba, napapansin mo, Brother Cal, people will tell you, if you become dishonest to them, what do they tell you? Best friend pa naman kita. Bakit ka naging dishonest? Diba? But you can never do that to an acquaintance. Do you even tell the guy, hey, you're lying to me, acquaintance pa naman kita?
It depends. My personality would be like, dude. Let's be honest. Let's be straight with one another, acquaintance or not. But while we do that, let's ask our family and friends on Facebook and on YouTube who are watching us live online, of course, on the INC TV. What kind of friend are you? What kind of friend is Brother Randall? What kind of friend is Sister Bea? What kind of friend am I? I'm a little bit more rough around the edges, I'll be honest with that. But it keeps my friendships smaller as opposed to really large. But that also brings up another aspect of, does it mean if you have a lot of friends, you're really good friends, and if you have a few friends, you're not that great of a friend at making friends? Think about that. But I guess for our audience tonight, when we get to the shout outs and the comments, what kind of friend are you? I'm a Ross. If you're talking about like TV shows, I'm a Ross.
Keep coming back to that. Pero meron tayo mga greetings dito, Kuya. Basa tayo ng konti po. Simulan ko na and sundan nyo na lang. Ako po ay nagbabasa sa mga sinad sa atin. Hello po kay Ka Joel na nanonood po mula po sa lokal ng San Marino, distrito po ng Cavite South. Kay Ka Nikki mula po sa lokal ng Agtugop, Ecclesiastical District po of Capiz. Hello po kay Sister Josephine na nag-send po ng hearts. Kay Sister Han na nanonood po sa lokal ng Naawan, distrito po ng Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental. And Kuya Randall.
Okay, and we have here greetings po. Magandang hapon po. Greetings from the local of Aurora Centro, Isabela West. Keep safe po mga kapatid. And that came from Brother J. Han. Ayan. And from Sister Jovi po, happy viewing from the local of Mrs. Sauga. Did I read it right?
Mrs.
West District of Southern Ontario, Canada. Keep safe and stay healthy po, brethren all over the world. Ayan.
All right, another one from Ontario,
go ahead, Brother Kyle.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say, because really I just saw it and I got a little shocked because I haven't spoken to this friend in a long time. But since we're talking about friends, when you haven't spoken to a friend in a long time and all of a sudden they appear in your lives and you have that reaction like, oh, bro, I miss you. That's when you know it's all another level of friendship as well. I'm speaking to Brother Charles Swank, also a minister of the gospel, but I knew him since he was a little boy. And I've been very proud of him to grow up and see him become a minister of the gospel. I believe he's assigned find somewhere in Japan. If not where we grew up around Tokyo, Yokohama, bro, let me know. But to Brother Charles Swank and to his family, man, I miss you so much.
And with that po, we will be taking a short break dahil po we will be having our sound check.
Oh.
At syempre, wag na po tayo magpatumpik-tumpik pa. Kuya Kevin, pakiplay na po ang ating mystery sound, please.
How easy is this, right? Sana.
Rain yesterday evening, hitting my roof.
Is it the ocean?
I'm not sure anymore, but basta tubig po siya, yun lang ang alam ko. I don't
Right.
want to. Right. Let's play safe, kuya.
Keep it
water.
general. It's water. What kind of water? Is it water from the faucet or the ocean? We'll find out a little bit later. But yes, that was our sound check, mystery sound. So try to guess what that was. Hopefully, you, our audience over Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, and of course INCTV can help us out and find again what for the second time maybe this season. We'll get it right using the hashtag sound check.
Yeah, hashtag soundcheck at wag na po nating patagalin pa. Tuloy-tuloy ang saya. Let's have mouth watch. Alright, so syempre, medyo matagal-tagal na rin. Since last time nag-mouth watch, so syempre tatlo lang po kasi kami. So dahil tatlo lang kami, maglalaro kami. Each host will take turns in mouthing assigned words while the other two will try to guess what that word is. Okay, so asaya nito kasi may kanya-kanya kami mga naka-ready na salita. Sayang, hindi nadulas kanina sa script. Talagang walang chance na malaman namin yung mga sagot. Pero sige. Yan, naka-prepare na po ako. Sino
do the mouth exercises.
Can I do it first? And however, Ben and Kyle, this does not limit only to the three of us. And
yes.
Our viewers could also type in on the comment section if they know exactly what we are mouthing. And
yes, and if you're on INCTV and you're playing with your family, let's do that too. Family fun.
Yes. Right po. So, let's do one
here's
each.
the first
No?
word.
Sige,
Okay,
go kuya.
here's my first word. I wanted to give everybody a clue. Mine would entail dining styles. So you know how it is when you get to know somebody, you go out and share a banquet together. And here's number one.
One more time.
Somebody got it already.
Fine dining. Did I get it right?
Daya got it right.
Yes!
Nice.
Alright. And that means ako next, kuya. Kuya Kyle.
Daya.
Alright. Okay. So, bakit? Okay. So, from dining styles, let's do the drinks. Okay. So, thirst quenchers. Yung mga naiinom. Yan. Okay. So, alalahanin nyo na. My first word is
I'm so bad at this.
Mahirap talaga. Okay. Oh, nga
One more
pala.
time, please.
Two words.
Is it a colored drink? Fruit juice.
Yeah!
Fruit juice.
Wow, very
Nice.
good.
Juice.
Fruit juice. Nice, kuya.
For mine, if you're really good friends, you don't mind sharing this. Ready? I'll do it now.
Popcorn? Ano yun? Popcorn.
Bea got it. Am I saying it too loud? It's hard to like just not say it, right? And you're making the mouth with your. It's difficult. That's probably like the third difficult thing of this game. Not saying it too loud. But yes, correct. Popcorn.
If you're too articulate, Kyle, then it's easier. Bro.
You're like, you were saying popcorn.
All right, so back to
Daya
Randall.
got it first before I did.
Yeah.
All right, Kuya
It's
Randall.
back on me now. Okay, this is one of the places that I think Kyle loves to go to and visit. Here it is.
Church, worship.
We're talking about dining, Kyle. Okay.
I didn't hear the clue.
It's all about dining.
Cafe.
You got it.
Oh, I thought it was
I
two
was
words, just
trying right
two
there.
syllables.
Just two
Cafe.
syllables, kuya. Not good.
So 1 and 2 for Bea.
Okay, gusto ko lang po i-acknowledge yung mga sumasali po sa ating Mouthwash. Si Roberto, si Sister Doxa, Chris Daniel, Melvin, Naya. Sila, nagsasagutan sila. Feeling ko, maririnig namin yung mga sagot nyo kung sakali. Popcorn, cafe, fruit juice. Yan, sinasagot nila. At dahil po dyan, my next word is... Right? Sige, sila din nagtitigil din sila ng comments. But kuya, here is your next word for me. This is... One more time.
Soda.
Bea, please.
Soda. No.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say it while she's mouthing it.
yeah. Soda. Yes, kuya Kyle, you got it right.
Yeah.
That after all, Kyle.
Yeah, I know, right? It takes a while for us to warm up. It's like a friendship. Sometimes it takes a while to warm up to someone. There's always a connect. Friends and food.
Nice segue, kuya. Ikaw naman next.
I know, right? Speaking of friends, earlier when I said I was Ross, one of these characters, this happens to be their favorite food.
Okay. Pizza?
Yeah, good job.
Oh, kuya.
Yeah. Brother Randall
lang.
got it right.
Bakit ganito yung mga selection ng words natin? Alam naman po ng mga gumagawa ng script na gutumin tayo. Now I want pizza. That's
I
that.
know.
It's dinner time. All right, here's my third word. This is more of if you have a little bit of budget, not too much. So you go to and it's not
One more time,
formal.
please.
It is.
Casual dining?
You got it right, Bea.
Wow.
Yes! You saw me! Okay.
Bea's got good ears.
And whoever wins this game, whoever wins this game actually gets to take the two of us.
I was going to say, I was like, oh no, I got to hurry up and get better at this really quick.
All right. I think we have time for just one more.
One more.
One
Yeah.
more. All right. Okay. So I think this will be the last one. Okay. So from one of the things that we have mentioned earlier, this is what's served there. This is
Coffee?
yes.
I think it's a tie. So we treat each other. All of us. KKB?
Nice.
Come on, Bea.
Yeah.
Ano
Kuya
ba yung
Randall
mga
will
friendships, KKB?
Will treat me. I'll treat you, Kuya Kyle. You'll treat Kuya Randall. That's good. That's a
Works
good.
for me. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like
All right, so
syempre-
congrats to all three of us.
And sa mga sumagot po sa ating
Yes.
Facebook and YouTube, di man namin nabasa, good job po sa inyong lahat. Mas magagaling pa kayo sa amin. At may isa pa po tayong i-guess ngayong gabi. So kanina, nag-play tayo ng ating mystery sound. I think it's about time we have our sound check reveal. So Kuya Kevin, roll the clip.
Ako po ang kapatid na hinarifekasyon mula sa lokal na Milan, distrito ng Italy North. Binabati ko po ang Team Facebook Family, Team YouTube, at mga kapatid na lagi po sumusuporta sa mga programa ng INCPC.
I'm so happy the hosts got it to this time, along with a lot of our audience members on INC TV and Facebook and YouTube, to Florime, to Lorenzo. Ocean waves is the answer, as we've all seen. So good job.
Pwede na rin po, basta
Correct.
i-consider po natin basta may sinabi kayong tubig dahil po tatlo lang naman tayo ngayon, wala tayong guest, wala magbabantay. So sa mga nagsabi ng water, tama rin po ang inyong mga sagot. Congratulations! Ang gagaling nating lahat. Ang saya-saya.
All right.
Alright. Salamat po sa pagsali po sa ating mga games. Tapos na po ang break time. Balik po tayo sa kwentuhan. This time, we will be talking about keeping meaningful connections. So kanina kasi we discussed ano ba yung friend, ano ba yung mga levels ng friendship, ano yung boundaries. Ngayon, may friend ka na. So papaano mo ngayon ikikeep yung mga ganong mahalagang relationships or connections? So sa mga kuya pa rin ako magtatanong syempre. Okay. So, Kuya Kyle, ready ka na ba sumagot? Di ka na,
No.
baka, no?
No. But it's when you ask this question, we're talking about connections worth keeping. I guess something a personal anecdote would be like on a specific social media platform. When we first started out, we start accepting friend requests from everybody and anybody, whether it's a testimonial from back days of Friendster or MySpace or Facebook now. I went through a personal process of taking the time off. Too much time probably, to remove those friends from thousands of friends. I now, I believe, have maybe about 300, less than 400 for sure. And my criteria, I guess, if we're talking about connections worth keeping, is, well, did I grow, a lot of them, like multiple criteria. Did I grow up with them? Are they a childhood friend? Am I still working with them? Because of course I need to keep those connections open. Are they best friends? A lot of it is, if I'm in a rough spot, can I reach out to them?
Yes.
And it seems selfish in a sense, but if I think about it the other way too, if they're in a rough spot, would I be willing to open the door to my home to them and say, you can crash on my couch or take the spare bedroom for however long as you like,
Exactly. Parang,
until you can get back up on your feet.
yes. Oh, exactly po. Parang, I think, tama. Ano ba? Teka. Okay. Diba? If you're willing to do the same thing for them, I think that's basically it. Kasi nga, it's a two-way street. And
Yeah, two-way street.
Katulad ng sinabi ni Kuya Randall kanina, it depends on what level or type of friendship you're on, or whatever that connection is on. So, for example, you are work friends, hindi lang po basta workmates. Of course, if you're work friends, you would help each other out dun po sa inyong workplace, and you'll be fine with it because you know that they would help you out kapag kailangan mo din ng tulong. So, yeah, I think that's basically it, no? How about si
I might also
Kuya?
bring in the quality over quantity
Yeah.
decision.
Mm.
I think it's obvious. I have a low quantity of friends.
Quantity, but high quality. That's
I would
how
like
you
to think so, right? I would like to think so, because it's hard to, if you have so many friends, how can you say that all of them are all quality friends? But then again, every person is different in how you handle relationships. You might be better than me at handling multiple relationships where I just can't.
How about si Kuya Randall po? Quality over quantity? Quantity over quality.
So we're talking about qualitative, is it? Or
It's like,
quantitative, is it?
do you, kasi di ba, katulad po na sinabi ko kanina, it's quite a trend. Or even when I was younger, I would believe na lahat ng classmates ko ay kaibigan ko. Okay, so yun yung basic na setting. When you're younger, lahat ng classmates mo kaibigan ko. Lahat ng classmates ko last year, kaibigan ko din sila. Lahat ng kalaro ko sa labas, kaibigan ko yan lahat. But as you grow older, it changes because you gain experiences, you learn more. But of course, there are some people na they do have a lot of friends. They could stay connected to those friends. So how about you, Kuya? You are a pilot. You know a lot of people. You travel to different countries. Do you maintain a lot of friends?
Let me just separate in three aspects. First, you're basically right, Bea. As soon as the friendship goes deeper and deeper, it narrows down. Like when you go to the aspect of acquaintances, you might have a lot. Then only a few becomes your friend, right? And then from there, only a few again turns out to be your close friend. And out of the close friends, somebody has to be the best friend. So that's one thing. Secondly, when Kyle wanted to get rid of some of the friends list that he has, the other hand, what I did was, prior to even accepting them as my friend in Facebook or whatever social media that I have, I tend to think first, would I accept this guy? That way I won't have even second thoughts of someday getting them out of the list. So yan yung pangalawang ginagawa ko. So that's how I streamline the friends and who these people are who have the same or common interests that I have, and those who doesn't have it. And lastly, to share what Bea mentioned earlier, I've been constantly transferring from one base to the other. So basically from 21 years old to about 35 or 36, I guess, I've been constantly transferring from one base to the other. And at some point, I was based off somewhere, even just for like 3 months or 4 months, that I don't even have enough time to get to another level of friendship. So what I'm trying to say basically is like what Kyle has been proving earlier, that it takes time. Kaya nga sabi ni Kyle, am I too old enough already to be able to get to the part where you gain best friends? It happened to me before. Like, if I were to say in Tagalog po, just when you're about to know, nakilala mo na sila, pwede na kayo maging close, nalipat naman ako sa ibang lugar, and then it happens to me as well. Because you all have to start all over again from getting acquainted to someone. Then that someone you get acquainted to becomes your friend. And when you become close enough na nag-share na kayo about opinions, then that's the time transfer ka naman. So you have to repeat the cycle all over again. So I guess, I had my share of the cake of getting into all the stages of friendship. And it goes back again to what Carl mentioned. So piliin mo na lang the quality of friends. And this is not to discriminate anyone or to say something negative about anyone, but you will know who your true friends are at times of when you're at the lowest morale in life.
Yes, exactly.
May
Actually po, although ako po kasi, I am acquainted to a lot of people, lalo na po because of what we do here. Hello po sa ating team, Facebook team, YouTube, on a certain level, we're all friends. But then po, I do have the real ones. Yung sinabi mo kanina that you would make friends and then you would have to leave that place. So parang the connection would be cut off somehow. Hindi na kayo makakapag-usap. Although there are some people na talagang, yung mga parang long time, long distance friends. Because I have those. Speaking of which, hello po kay Sister Herminia po who's in Japan. She's one of my best friends ever since, I don't know, we were 5 years old. Pero kasi yung friendship namin na yun, I would make an example na hindi po kami talaga friends all throughout those since we were 5 years old. She would leave, she would go to a different province and we wouldn't see each other for 6 years. She would come back for a year and then she would, I don't know how it happened, pero through all that time at kahit ngayon, we're still best friends. And it's like, even if we don't talk for a long time po, pag nag-usap kami ulit, parang nakita lang kami kahapon. I still know what's going on with her. I guess, may mga ganun po talagang connections and katulad na sinabi mo, Kuya Randall, you'll just know. And with Kuya Kyle, I think with the close
it's
friends
hard, right? It's so hard to sometimes,
then,
like, for Brother Charles Swank, I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah.
But like you and your best friend who also lives in Japan, if you just put us in a cafe, in a casual dining spot, having some popcorn and a pizza, it'll be like we've never been apart for the past decade or so.
Exactly. And you could talk on for hours and hours. Hindi kayo naubusan ng topic talaga. It's like, it's just, you're both open books to each other. Again, these people are given to us. Makikita na ba natin sila? We would meet them at some point in our lives. And I think having friendships like that could be unpredictable. Hindi mo masasabi na, oh, this person, I never would have known that Kuya Kyle and Kuya Randall, we would be somewhat friends po. You would be my kuyas just through here. I feel like, for example, here sa show, you would catch me if ever na, medyo nawala sa medyo lutang si Bea ngayon. I know that you would catch me. We have that kind of connection. It's something like that you meet those people sometimes maybe unexpectedly. But yeah, you'll know.
So for making friends, like how do you spend time with your friends? And one of the things that I always wanted to ask Brother Randall, because I feel like hopefully one day I'll be going along that path, when he has a wife and he has kids and he has, I forgot how many dogs he has. How much time do you have for your friends? And what do you do when you actually make time for your friends, right? When you're at that stage of your life, like Brother Randall.
You know what, Kyle? I think the best answer I could give is that my best friend is my wife. So I don't actually have to worry about how do I get to.
Is she watching?
She's watching. Hello po,
Ate she's happy, I'm happy. I guess that's one of the keys there. And apart from that, of course, priorities. Of course, even if you're married and you need some space of your own as well. So if you have to spend time with a friend or a previous friend or somebody visits from the country where you came from or from the province, and that has been your friend, high school friend or college friend, you ought to also spend time with them in a manner that you don't neglect also your responsibilities somewhere else. And that's what you call catching up with time. It helps you out grow. Because sometimes po kasi we tend to overlook things. and we always plan for things that are ahead of us. Your friends could also help you and remind you wherever you were 10 years ago, and if you compare to where you're at right now, they get to remind you, and that would make you learn how to appreciate things that you have right now and how much you've developed and how much you withstand all the trials. Kasi binabalikan, like what Bea mentioned earlier. Kahit matagal na kayo hindi nagkita, then when you again meet up, it's not even difficult to spark up everything at once. The mere fact that you get to remember those past things that had happened, it would also help you realize kung ano na yung na-accomplish mo at this very moment. Yeah, that's how important friends are to me. And like what Brother Kyle was mentioning also earlier.
Yeah. Pero, kuya, kasi it's a bit difficult now, di ba? We've been mostly in our houses for more than a year na. More than a year na po yung ganitong sitwasyon. So, kasi itong nasa bahay lang tayo, of course, you don't see your friends out anymore. Hindi na kayo makakalabas katulad ng dati. At hindi rin naman po lahat kaya natin kausapin online, di ba? We can't put all of our time online. But how has the pandemic affected po yung friendships that you already had, the ones that you were, taking care of? And how do you adapt? And these could be parang pagmumulan po ng ng differences na ninyo. So how do you resolve that po? This pandemic?
I think it's been, for me, like personally during this pandemic, it's been okay. Because a lot of my friends, we have, again, with our closer friends, we have similar interests, whether that's music or video games. And if you have video games and you play video games with your friends, and that's a good thing because you can just hop on any specific, platforms where you can just hang out with your friends while the kids are asleep. If you're Brother Randall, if you have kids, while the kids are asleep and the wife is doing her own thing, you just get on to, Discord or something, and you just hang out with your friends and you play video games. It's been great for me that way.
Yeah. Parang naman, kung magkaibigan kayo, you would find a way to talk. And katulad nga ng kanina po, parang, well, if you don't have the time to talk, but you're really close friends, it doesn't really matter if you don't get to talk now, maybe next week or next month. Pero I do have a last question. Kasi nabanggit na kanina, but we do need to be reminded kasi this will be our takeaway po, lalo sa ating mga viewers dyan, lalo yung mga kabataan po dyan. Ano po ba yung mga katangian or qualities po ng isang healthy or totoo na friendship? At bakit po importante na ito yung hanapin natin or ito rin po yung dapat na meron tayo to be friends?
I think if we're talking about friendship, for me, like one sentence, you share the same values.
Yes.
Right? Whether that's believing in something greater than yourself, for all of our close family and friends here, that's like going to worship service, or the opposite end is, playing video games. I'm keeping it at the V's. You share the same values and you like the same kind of video games. How about that?
How about si Kuya Randall po? I think you could answer this, and of course, you're the best person to ask. Go, Kuya.
Hopefully, I am the best person to ask. But anyhow, for me, there must be, I say a must, because it has to be a prerequisite for it to be considered as a good friendship. And this is humility and patience. I think this is at the topmost, because if you have patience and humility, imagine, yung kaibigan mo is a different person, a totally different person. He grew up somehow in a different setting, came from a different family, a different background. It could be total 180 degrees different from yours. And yet, paano kayo nag-click? It's because you have patience. You learn to know kung ano weakness niya, and you support him in everything that he does to overcome that weakness. Kasi ang mangyari po kasi, if there's no humility, konting pagkakamali lang, it could actually ruin a friendship that you have all started way back then. May mga nangyayaring ganyan. So if you have patience and humility within the friendship, I think that's one of the best keys. Of course, everything has to be anchored in yung sa pakikipagkaibigan mo, dun pa rin sa itinuro natin.
Yeah.
And Bea?
And I think for me, it's trust and loyalty as a friend. Kasi po ako po, I believe that I'm a loyal best friend. Yun po isa sa talagang kinikip ko na if I'm friends with you, you're friends with me, you could trust me whatever, you could tell me whatever, pag may problema, you'll know that I'll be there. So I think that's it for me. But Kuya Randall, I think it's about time that we wrap this up. Naging masaya yung kwentuhan, but it's best to ask. So, Kuya?
Okay, so to sum up everything, Every one of us has their own different meaning when it comes to friendship. We have all our different qualifiers, who to keep, who not to keep. But I guess the best definition would be to ask the Bible. What does the Bible say about relationship and meaningful relationship? Please play the video of Brother Tom.
Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity.
And with that, a heartfelt thanks to all of our viewers on INC TV and our family and friends watching digitally, where no matter where you are around the world. I'm starting to lose my lips. Our family and friends on YouTube and Facebook as well. Now, if you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping you did, especially since we're all good friends here, or we will be good friends, please do give us a like and a heart and share our link with your family and friends. Now, next Saturday will be our season finale, one you cannot miss. So please join me, Sister Bea, and Brother Randall for that next Saturday, same time, same place at 8 p.m.
And of course, this program cannot end without acknowledging po our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our coordinator po for CFO, Brother Angelo Iranyo Manalo. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
And of course, ito po ang ating mga programa na inyo pong aabangan. Of course, we have Fit to Serve tomorrow. Sunday po yan, 8 a.m. po with Brother John Lucas. We have Songs of Faith, Love, and Hope, Kadiwa and Benhi International Edition. Sundays, 5 p.m. on INC TV. At kung hindi nyo po yun maabutan, panoorin po ang 8 p.m. replay po on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have Spotlight Season 6, Sundays, 7 p.m. with Sister Joycel. And we have INCMV by Request Season Premiere po. Oh, no. This is wrong. This is INCMV by Request. It's every day, 1 p.m. po. Ayan. We have, of course, Gourmet at Home. This coming Saturday, abangan nyo po yan para po masarap po ang inyong tanghalian, dinner, lahat na. 12 noon. Sa mga hindi pa po nagda-download ng ating INC playlist app, go ahead po so that you could bring your own playlist po ng ating mga favorite na INC original songs. And of course, subscribe, like, share sa ating pong INC Production Company Facebook page and YouTube channel. Stay updated po sa ating mga various activities, programs, in concerts, and INC music videos. Alright? So, okay. So, pwede ba maghabol ng bate? Hello
Yes!
po kay Sister Lee ng INCMV by Request and the rest po ng ating mga hosts dyan kasi po nanonood po sila ngayon. Hello sa inyo, Team INCMV by Request. Alright. Kuya, ano po kayo?
Tito Cesar po and Tita Evie po of Long Beach, California. Thank you po for always watching despite the difference in time. I know po nanonood po kayo ngayon. Maraming salamat po for sharing.
You know what I forgot to mention really quick, because I'm going to greet them really quick? Our parents.
Oh,
Because they should be our friends.
Of course.
Right? So, hi, Mom and Dad.
Oh, watching from Clarkview, Pampanga.
Yes, very
Gonna
nice.
visit someday
Thank
to
you.
get sisig po.
I know, right?
Gising. Hello po kay Mami at Daddy na pareho silang nanonood kahit po magkahiwalay para daw po mas maraming device. Pati po yung kapatid ko, hiwa-hiwalay po silang nanonood para mas maraming nanonood. Thank you po. Lala Lolo, Toti, Tita, and Red. Kay Harvey po and sa Lengo family sa Bataan, happy watching and thank you lagi-lagi. And I think that's it. Kasi wala lang. Season finale na namin last week. Kaya binabati po namin kayong lahat. Salamat po sa laging pagsama po sa amin sa UJ Radio. We will leave you with this last INCMV, Abound, produced by the group Worship Service of Cork District of United Kingdom. Enjoy po mga kapatid. Ingat po kayong lahat and we'll see you again next Saturday. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye-bye!
There may be many people losing hope these days, but I hold on to God's promises no matter what I face. Troubles in life whenever we can meet, 'cause I'm a member of the INC. My hope is strong. is true with faith I will
Je voudrais remercier Dieu pour son amour et sa bienfaisance. Avec foi et espoir, nous savons qu'il ne nous déçoit jamais. En notre Père, oui, nous pouvons faire confiance. Chaque jour est une bénédiction, donc à lui j'aborde mes prières. Malgré qu'il y ait des épreuves difficiles, des tentations et souffrances, je ne m'arrêterai jamais d'abonder en espoir et en foi et amour pour Dieu.
My hope is true with faith I will endure. And hope is in God. My hope is true with faith